Hello, this is Marsha Lee, and welcome to my garden diary. Today is the 10th of June 2021, and today the focus is on the Loosestrife, and this is a plant that produces lots of yellow cup-shaped blooms or flowers. And this plant can grow up to about 90 centimeters tall. And it starts blooming from about now, late spring, to about early summer. So the blooms are quite small, but it has a long spike, so there are lots of blooms. And it grows in a bush, so when there are lots of flowers, then it looks quite nice. So this plant I have planted among my lilies because it has rhizomes, and my lily, not lilies, iris. The iris also have rhizomes, and in the middle of the iris, it's quite bare. So if I go down here, then we can see the rhizomes, the iris rhizomes, and where that is, it's quite bare. So I decided to plant this plant, the Loosestrife, in the middle of it, so that will be a filler. Not only that, but the iris, they're almost pent now. There are a couple of blooms that are still there. So the iris bloom for about 2 weeks, and if it really gets warm or hot suddenly, then the blooms don't last that long. So I wanted to have something else that will bloom when the iris have finished blooming, and so that's why I planted the Loosestrife in between the iris. So what I'll do in the next couple of days, I'll go in and I'll cut away all the iris spike, and if you can see, you can hardly see the leaves from the iris. If I back up a little bit, so the leaves are not that visible. So when I come in and I cut the spikes, then all that will be seen is the Loosestrife. Okay, so with this plant, I have to be very careful because it's quite invasive. It has rhizomes, so the rhizomes will grow underground and then it will spread. So every early spring or even in the fall, I'll come in and then I'll take out what I don't want. So for example, I don't want it to grow outside of where the iris is. So here I have one here that is not where it's supposed to be. So that one, I will take it away. It doesn't look like it's bothering anything right now, so I might leave it, or I might just take it away, because if I leave it there, then that will produce more rhizomes, and then it will just spread over this side but there are different flowers there or different plants that I don't want it to get mingled with. I don't want it to get out of control, because these can get, they are pretty vigorous. So what I'll do, I don't think I'm going to leave it. When I cut back the iris, then I'll also take this out here, because if I look down here, I can see that there's already right? That's a little one that's growing. And if I don't do anything right now, it's going to take up the whole space that is there. So what I'll do, I'll make sure that I come in and take that one away, that one there, and then that one that is right there. And over the other side, it's okay. So as long as I keep it in check, as long as I don't let it get out of control, then it's quite okay here. And I like the way that it looks. I like the fact that it can be in among the iris, and that the iris blooms for about 2 weeks, and then these one will bloom for until about midsummer, and so that's a good arrangement, I think. Right. So yeah, that's it for this plant. It's quite easy to take care of. I don't give it any special treatment. It can grow in the shades or it can grow in full sun. I have a couple at different places in the garden, so it can take quite harsh treatments. I have it at another place where it's quite dry, and it's doing okay there as well. And it blooms and it gives nice yellow blooms. So, yeah. Okay, so that's it for today, and I will see you next time. Bye.